All right, and we're back with Paranormasight. Let's get right into it. So we just learned that it was EY who was the kidnapper of Harue's son. Probably the kidnapper and probably the murderer of her son. So, I always forget to start the controller up. Come on. There we go. Okay. I'm fine. Suddenly finding out who the kidnapper was really made me lose my wits. We managed to solve the kidnapping case by pure luck here. You're right, but Richter, I feel grateful towards Michiyo. Because she killed the kidnapper? There's that too. But it's for something else. If Michiyo is the one killing all these people, then she must have acquired quite a sizable amount by now. Soul dregs, I mean. Hey, Richter. Whether the kidnapper's dead or alive, it doesn't mean a thing. Revenge won't bring back my boy. And if Nejima is planning to cause a massacre to collect soul dregs, then all the better. I won't give up on resurrection. So, I'm counting on you. Okay. Too much to handle, standing by. So, I thought we went to the school. Alright, let's go with Yako and Mio. The rite of resurrection is the inception of this whole affair. Yako and Mio decide to confront the man responsible for spreading rumors of it in the first place, Hideki Arashi. They find him at his frequent stomping grounds, the Kurokikyo Cafe. Did we go to the cafe? I could have sworn we went to this school at the end here. Start from location selection. We chose Komagata. And so, Mio Kurosuzu, and Yako Sakazaki decided on their next location to investigate. Okay, well, we'll go here and start this up. Huh, I wonder... Any incomplete chapters must be restarted from the beginning. Resume. I wonder if we change the location. Like, say we go to Candy Shop Zenoya. What will that do? Apparently nothing. Okay. Oh, wait. Do we start in a Komagata High School? Hmm. Okay, well, we'll go from the cafe. Or go to the cafe, I should say. Kurokikyo Cafe. You know, normally you'd be breaking school rules just by stepping foot in a cafe. I'll be in hot water if you lied about having permission from the police, remember that? We know. It'll be okay. So, what did you want to ask me? Oh, I have control here. Let's look around for our... Hey. Why can I not select that? What? I'm getting a weird sort of bug. Hold on. Let me save here. I wonder if it's maybe corrected itself now? No. Okay. Let me close the game out. And we'll start it back up. Yeah, I've had a couple of times where the game sort of glitches out control-wise. I'm not really sure what that's about. There we go. Okay. Mockingbirds 8. We've got 2, 4, 5, 6 of 20. The Sparring Sparrow Bros. Cool. A cafe. I've never been to one before. How exciting. It's pretty smelly inside because of the cigarette smoke, but... A coffee shop on South Warigasui Street, Kurokikyo Cafe's convenient location has made it a favorite of businessmen in the neighborhood. Although formerly a relaxing location where classical and jazz music were played, the cafe has begun incorporating some pop songs into its playlist at the request of customers. The most popular menu item is a pilaf, served with black coffee, although cream soda topped with a large scoop of ice cream is also a popular choice. Fashionable cafes featuring jazz and live performances were in vogue until the mid-Showa era, when the number of cafes offering a carefully brewed cup of coffee in a relaxed atmosphere began to increase. Many of these locations also have public telephones, making them convenient meeting places. However, they also developed a reputation as hangout spots for delinquents, leading a large number of schools to forbid their students from patronizing them. In recent years, table arcade games have become a big hit, affording cafes installing them a steady stream of customers. Okay. Anything else? Doesn't seem to be. You can only talk to him. About my curse stone. Yako, if you would. Right. We wanted to ask you about this. Oh my, a curse stone. An Okame mask. That must mean the Fool's Procession. You two were at the school last night? Damn, there of all places? Yako, you're one of them? You're a curse bearer? Oh, please calm down, Mr. Aishi. Your reaction is too intense. It's kind of scaring me. Ahem. Sorry about that. I'm afraid I got ahead of myself. What is it you wanted to know about your cursed stone? Hmm. What would be the best way to approach this? Probably to flatter? Maybe? It's just a brilliant teacher like you must know an awful lot about the curse stones. Well, it's true that I'm likely the person most well versed in this matter. You're the only one we can count on, Mr. Aishi. Won't you help us, please? Oh, am I now? In that case, there's no harm hearing what you have to ask. Thank you. Let's see. Why is everything with the Rite of Resurrection and Seven Mysteries curse stones happening now? Oh, taking an interest now that you've received one of the curses? Have you? You sound like a researcher, starting your questioning with your subject's origins. Mr. Aishi, you're not the one who triggered the curse, are you? No, I'm afraid I had nothing to do with that. Rather, I wasn't even attempting to do so in the first place. Completing the rite itself has nothing to do with my research. Then, do you know of the ancient Onmyoto ritual known as the Feast of Shadows? What is that? Something from the occult? Miss Kurosuzu, you look like the type to be interested in those things, but it's outside my field of expertise. In that case, why do you think the rite and curses have appeared now? I believe this is the intentional work of someone. It's certainly not something that would happen by accident. Why is it you want to know? Well, he may not tell us anything else if we say that we're trying to stop the curse. We need to make something up. Right. It's not even like, you might fail, it's just you make something up. Well, you see, we just have such intellectual curiosity, and I think it could really help your research. I see, now that you mention it. Seems like he's reluctant to answer. Then how about... then... What does that record of fates that you've been researching say about the Rite of Resurrection? Oh, I see, that's what you want to know. Allow me to first elucidate you regarding the author of the Record of Fates. A special privilege, I might add, since I have yet to publish this in a paper. Yeah, okay. I was like, yeah, sure, I'll take an interest. The Record of Fates was written 200 years ago, in the latter half of the Edo period. It was written by a skilled but little-known onmyoji called Seimon Tsuchi Mikado. This is important stuff. If nothing else, remember this. Seimon Tsuchi Mikado, I've never heard of him. I'm sure you haven't. He was born into a famed onmyoji family, but split away to practice forbidden arts in secret. He used whatever name was most convenient for the situation, so his real name barely exists in records. Or so it is written in the Record of Fates. Huh. As brilliant as Seimon was, he was also an eccentric. He delved into researching the Rite of Resurrection, a legendary forbidden ritual that had never been completed. However, by involving himself with this forbidden ritual, he was expelled from his family, and eventually found himself in Honjo, in Edo. The Record of Fates are the writings Seimon recorded on the road to Edo. I see. So he wrote how to perform the rite itself. The Rite of Resurrection makes use of Abe no Seime's specialty, the Taizan Fukun ritual, a means of communicating with the afterlife. They use soul dregs to replicate the soul of a dead spirit that has been called. So it uses soul dregs to replicate the soul of a dead spirit that has been called. So I wonder, in my last video, I speculated that Michio is sort of possessing Yako. I wonder who or what, supposing that's true, replicated her soul. Oh wow, I never knew something like that existed. Thus it is thought the only ones who can use it are those with the ability to turn human souls into soul dregs in the first place. So the rite of resurrection calls for that ritual to be performed in advance. Then, when the soul dregs are gathered and infused with the wish of whoever is performing the ritual, it can be completed. The contents written in the Record of Fates end there. There's no more? What about the 7 mysteries or the curse stones? There's nothing written about them in the Record of Fates. The curse stones are separate from the rite of resurrection. Their curse is one used to enable one who is unable to perform such rituals to be able to use the rite. Huh. That's similar to what Mio said, actually. So this is just talking about basically what we just learned. Hmm. An Onmyoji, an officially appointed government position with the Bureau of Onmyo in medieval Japan. Onmyoji were tasked with performing divinations and rituals. They would employ the Chinese philosophies of yin and yang and wuxing, 5 elements, to compose astronomical charts and almanacs. High-ranking practitioners use a variety of mystical arts, including ones that brought natural disasters and curses. Onmyoji were also tasked with exorcising demons through the usage of shikigami. Onmyoji thrived during the Heian period, in part due to the work of the famous Onmyoji and later founder of the Tsuchi Mikado clan, Abe no Seimei. However, Onmyoji began to gradually decline in number after samurai gained control of Japan. At the same time, many of their miraculous arts were lost, along with the development of civilization. Although the services of Onmyoji were typically reserved to the upper class, there were a number of Shomonji, or hidden Onmyoji, who worked for the common folk. How are the 7 mysteries related to the rite? Excuse me, Mr. Ahishi? What is it, Miss Kudosuzu? You published a theory before the incident took place. It said that the rite of resurrection and origin of the 7 mysteries of Honjo are related somehow. What proof did you have of that? You really know your stuff. But about that, that was a somewhat sensationalized piece written for occult magazines. Oh, really? It was just nonsense then? Not exactly. Rather, it's not a complete fabrication. There is a basis for it. And that is? Well, I suppose there's no harm telling a couple of students so passionate about this subject. Thank you. This is something I discovered from referencing numerous texts unrelated to the Record of Fates. It was just after Seimon arrived in Honjo. There are records of a conflict over a ritual used to resurrect the dead in Honjo. Conflict over resurrecting the dead? I don't know the details. A man enticed the public with claims of a spell that could resurrect the dead, causing a conflict that ended tragically with 9 dead. That is the only remaining reference. 9 people fighting over a resurrection ritual. I call this tragedy the Honjo incident. And it has long been a subject of my research, and I suspect that this Honjo incident might be the very origin of the 7 mysteries of Honjo. So what you're saying is, the resurrection ritual at the root of the Honjo incident is Seimon's rite of resurrection? Yes, that is how the Record of Fates ties everything together. To put it in chronological order, first Seimon brought the rite of resurrection to Edo. We can assume that by this point Seimon was likely using a different name. Then, in Honjo, 9 people fought to the death over this rite, the Honjo incident. After that, the incident was covered up by an interested party, preventing it from being recorded in history fully. Eventually, it was passed down in incomplete pieces, becoming known as the 7 Mysteries of Honjo. That's more or less the course of events. Mm-hmm. Okay. So that's how they're connected. Then if I'm getting this right, the seven mysteries were basically required to gather the soul dregs necessary for the rite. And there's more. With this most recent occurrence of the curse, I've become even more confident in my theory. You are? Yes, the reason for it being the resentful memories of the seven mysteries etch into those who receive the curse stones. Resentful memories. Yako, if you really are a curse bearer, then when you obtained your curse stone, you would have had a resentful memory imprinted in your mind. Oh, I did. Exactly. Those memories are what happened in the final moments of the 9 who died in the Honjo incident. Broadly speaking, they involved dying while bearing some kind of deep resentment. The 9 victims became the 9 curse echoes, which over time came to be spoken of as the 7 mysteries, thus gathering the resentful memories granted by the present curses and connecting them together. It will reveal once and for all what happened during the Honjo incident. Huh. That's why you must tell me about the resentful memory of your fool's procession, Yako. Er, Mio, should I? Yeah, I think it's okay. We need all the information we can get. Okay, Mr. Aishi, I'll tell you about the memory of the fool's procession. Excellent. So basically, it's about a woman who died falling from a Yagura tower at a festival. Interesting. It's not that one of them. It's not that one then. Not that one? What do you mean? Among the 9 victims of the Honjo incident, that is to say the 9 curse echoes, one of them is Seimon himself, or so I suspect. Huh? Seimon was one of the victims of the Honjo incident too? Meaning an Omyoji as powerful as him also became a curse echo? Right. It would make sense that the curse stone tied to a curse echo like that would be special. The power of a curse stone is different based on the curse echo? Mio. Then maybe with Seimon's curse echo we could... Yes, we may be able to settle this whole situation. Hey, what are you two whispering about? Oh, nothing. Sorry. Mr. Aishi, how many of the resentful memories have you gathered so far? I have learned a number of them. The Evergreen Beach, the Foot Washing Mansion, the Ever-Burning Lantern, and now the Fool's Procession makes 4. Of course, the most important are the Foot Washing Mansion and the Evergreen Beach. What are they about? First, the Foot Washing Mansion. An Omyoji appears distinctly in this one. Really? But not Seimon, I'm afraid. A female Omyoji who sought the rite of resurrection due to her obsession with her personal appearance. Her legs, which she had always taken pride in, were stricken with corruption after she was defeated by Seimon. Our curse echo is notable for being particularly easy to fulfill the requirements necessary to use the curse. That detective did well to escape this one. So a female Omyoji and rival of Seimon was involved in the Honjo incident. That certainly is interesting. Next, the Evergreen Beach. This curse echo is from a craftsman of Netsuke carvings named Jinkichi, who was hanged for spreading baseless rumors. He apparently spoke of something that granted the ability to bring back the dead. The rite of resurrection. Precisely. This man, Jinkichi, must have been in contact with Seimon. If I could just collect all of the memories, everything will be revealed and the truth of the 7 mysteries will be mine. That is the knowledge I desire. Meaning you need to gather as much information as you can from the curse bearers. Precisely. I have an agreement to exchange information with those detectives, but they might not even find the other curse bearers, so I must take measures of my own. Another thing. Yes? You never really finished about what the trigger for all of this was. Oh, I don't know. Really? You're not hiding something from us, are you? It has something to do with how you obtained the Record of Fates, right? How did you really get a hold of the Record of Fates? To tell you the truth, we're in a race against time. It could be a disaster if we don't hurry. What are you talking about? Someone left a warning that at sundown today, they would use the curse to kill a lot of people. The one who left that message is the culprit behind the Nejima murders from 20 years ago. What? Something so terrible will happen? I won't allow potentially hundreds of people to become victims of a curse. I'll do anything in my power to stop it. Mr. Araishi, please, tell us everything you know. I'm sorry, but I truly don't know anything. The truth is, I was given the Record of Fates by a woman. A woman? Well, her voice sounded like a woman's, but I didn't actually see what she looked like. 1 month ago, while I was investigating at night, I suddenly heard a formless voice. A woman's voice? It said, I entrust you with this ancient manuscript and the rite of resurrection held within its pages. Spread rumors of this ritual as far and wide as you can in the coming month. And before I knew it, an old document had fallen down at my feet. 1 month, she specified the time period. I was told if I did that, I could study the manuscript as much as I pleased. I wanted so badly to verify its authenticity, I ended up accepting. I haven't heard anything from the voice since then. It must have had you spread rumors in order to strengthen the power of the curse, to tie together the curse and the desire to seek out the right. This makes it likely that the owner of the voice is the mastermind behind all of this. Hence, I went public with the Record of Fates. Hihaku and the occult magazines immediately jumping at the news was a financial boon for me. Hihaku? As in Hihaku soaps? Right. I mean, no, that's not important, just some personal business. After that, I waited, trying to predict what would occur in a month's time. That's when the curse began. Those are all the details I have. Very well. I've told you this much, I may as well give you one more thing. Thank you. What might that be? About Seimon's Record of Fates. There is a sort of continuation to it, another document called the Record of Fates Yin Scroll. Continuation? Actually, a section written in Seimon's own hand was appended to the manuscript, according to which, after the Honjo incident, Seimon lamented such a calamity taking place. He apparently wrote the addendum for the event that the tragedy became its own curse. It seems he had an idea that the victims of the Honjo incident would turn into curse echoes and be used to gather soul dregs. It supposedly details how to handle any trouble that occurs as a result of the rite of resurrection. Really? Hold on a second. Don't you find that strange? What's the matter, Miss Sakazaki? You think my information inaccurate? If Seimon died in the Honjo incident, then he couldn't have written an addendum. You really don't get it, do you? Huh? Am I wrong? Have you forgotten the ability Seimon possessed? Of course not. He could use the rite of resur... Oh! You're telling me Seimon used it on himself? The rite of resurrection can be carried out in advance, so that it activates when the soul dregs are gathered together. Then, it is not possible that Seimon himself was resurrected by the rite after it all took place. Is it not possible? But he'd still have to collect the soul dregs needed to use the rite. Yes, and that's why they died, the 8 others besides Seimon. What? They died in the Honjo incident for their soul dregs? That sounds like it's the same as what's happening now. That's why I need the resentful memories to learn the truth. I get it now. The issue at hand is that the Yin Scroll and the Record of Fates were supposed to have been passed down as a set. When I received the Record of Fates, the Yin Scroll was gone, only this information was left. Supposedly, Samon's blood descendants guarded it as they passed it down across generations. It seems that over their long history, the two documents became separated and the scroll's location lost as the family line branched. Samon had descendants, so there's someone out there related to him by blood even now? Yes, in fact, I tried to trace the line as far as I could. He wasn't a well-known Onmyoji to begin with, so a detailed family tree does not exist. It seems likely that the use of the manuscript has been long forgotten, only being passed down out of tradition. And since they aren't even aware of what they have, tracking it down is quite tricky indeed. I wish I could ask whoever that voice belonged to about the Yin Scroll. I'm sure you do. So basically, in the Record of Fate's Yin Scroll, Samon himself wrote about ways to handle the curse and the rite, yes? Yes, that's right. I've been searching for it all this time, but haven't found a single lead. So if you two find out anything about other resentful memories or Yin Scroll, tell me immediately. You owe me that much for telling you all this, do you not? That's the real extent of everything I know. It is said that Samon Tsuchimikado, author of the Record of Fates, wrote the Yin Scroll because he feared that the descendants of those involved in the Honjo incident might become cursed and used in the collection of soul dregs for the Rite of Resurrection. The existence of the Yin Scroll was indicated in a postscript added to the Record of Fates, but its whereabouts are currently unknown, believed to be with the descendants of Samon. Yes, I understand. Thank you for your help. If you bring me some useful information, I'll take it into consideration for your school grades as well. Ha ha ha. 1 p.m. We've learned a lot. So to sum it up, there was a tragic incident with people cursing each other for the Rite of Resurrection in the Edo period as well. And the Record of Fate's Yin Scroll may have info we want since it details how to stop the rite. I think that's about it. Right. If we could just find the Yin Scroll, we might be able to learn how to settle the situation. But even if Mr. Araishi didn't have any leads on where it is, how do we start looking for it? Someone involved in this now must have some connection to it, I think. I have a feeling the mastermind who awakened the curses is involved too. Right. So, Mio, what are we going to do next? Good question. It may be best to give the information we just learned to Inspector Tsutsumi. We got a pretty big clue from hearing about the Record of Fate's Yin Scroll. Mr. Tsutsumi might know more about it. Should we go back to school then? Yeah, that's our point of contact after all. Whoever's behind that voice that gave Mr. Araishi the Record of Fates, that must be the mastermind, don't you think? Yeah, and he said it sounded like it belonged to a woman. I'm putting my bets for Ayame Tono, I think her name is. Yep. I think it's Ayame Tono. And I think she has the beckoning light, maybe? Maybe she can disappear or reappear with that? Whoever it is, I bet they're scary. Huh? You don't sound like the Yako I know. Then let's catch him and make him spill the beans. I thought you'd say something like that. Really? I guess I'm just not really feeling that confident right now. I understand. I don't know if it's related to that woman behind the voice, But I'm also interested in the female Onyoji, who is a rival to Seimon. Hmm. Oh, that reminds me, Mio. You know what's nearby here, don't you? Hmm? Oh, you mean where Michio... Yeah, where it happened. I was going there every day to leave flowers, even though they always got cleared away anyways. I'm sure it must be hard to have to be reminded of Michio's death all the time. Oh, that reminds me, Yako? Yeah? When you asked me to do the spirit board 2 days ago, did you come here that day too? Yeah, I left some flowers before going to school. Why? Did anything seem different that day? What's this all of a sudden? Though, now that you mention it, that day I suddenly felt lightheaded and ended up passing out for a little bit. But I came to right away and felt fine, so I didn't think anything of it. I see. That's all I was wondering about. Thanks. Hmm? Excuse me, you girls over there. Oh. It's, what's his face? Sorry, I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but something you said caught my attention. And who might you be? I'm Yutaro Namigaki. I should probably tell you. Until yesterday, I was a curse bearer. That should clear things up. A curse bearer? Oh, you don't need to be scared. I've already given up the curse stone of the foot washing mansion. A foot washing mansion? So you're the one Inspector Tsutsumi was talking about? Ah, you already know Inspector Tsutsumi. That makes it simple. There's nothing to worry about. Oh, hey. You're in the driver's seat. Ooh, I knew it. I can't remember if I called that, but I was definitely thinking that. I think I called it, though. I think the driver who actually hit Michio was this guy, which Yako says right now, and Ayame Tono. Yes? Wait, what? Just now. Was I doing something? Sorry, Mr. Namigaki. What might be the matter? Right. I actually wanted to discuss something with you two. Would you come with me, if you have a little time? Discuss something with us? You were talking about Michio Shiraishi, right? It's related to that. Huh? I'm sure you would learn a few things yourselves. If not now, later is fine. I'll be waiting at Ryogoku Bridge. Something rubs me the wrong way about this, but he mentioned Michio. What do we do? We'll go to the school first, I think. Although... No, we'll go to the school first. Sorry, but there's something we've got to take care of. We'll have to pass. Is that so? Well, that's too bad. I'm in no rush, so I'll be waiting at Ryogoku Bridge if you change your minds. I think this punk has a second stone. Hadouei and Richter break into the Shiraishi residence with the detectives. They find a journal left behind by the deceased EY, finally revealing the mystery behind the kidnapping. However, Hadouei remains unsatisfied. In further news, today the body of an adult male was discovered in the residence of one Toshiko Shiraishi around noon. The man, identified as Kankichiro Iwai, is said to have been in a relationship with Toshiko. He was unemployed at this time of death. What is that relevant for? While further investigations are still underway, it's suspected that his death is connected to the recent serial killings in Honjo. Evidence on the scene may also implicate Mr. Iwai in the unsolved child abduction and murder case from last year. Well, ma'am, it seems like we've managed to settle one part of the kidnapping case for now. Let's begin discussing our next steps. Right. I suppose I should offer him some tea, but I don't really feel like it. I've stopped watching the news. There's too much fluff. I wish they'd cut out the pointless stories and just reported on what's important. The ticking of the clock gets on my nerves sometimes. A fax machine. It can send images to other places along the telephone network. I rarely find use for it. I don't have a reason to use the phone right now. I've grown so used to seeing the scroll, I don't really give it a second thought. No matter how much I look at the flowers, they don't make me feel anything. I wonder what kind of music Richter is into. I imagine he likes English songs. I'm actually kind of surprised she's thinking about Richter at all. Next up, what do we need to do to get our hands on a curse stone filled with soul dregs? He's always going at his own pace. He's rather fascinating. Judging by the official announcement, it seems that what Iwai wrote is likely true. With both the kidnapper and his young accomplice dead, the police should be able to handle the rest. Now that it's over, can't help but think how pitiful it all is. We never would have known a thing had we not found his journal. Carelessness is what usually leads to crimes like these being exposed. It was pretty much the same with the Nejima murder. But stumbling across the answers by pure chance really makes you think. It makes my skin crawl to think of how many cases like this are left undiscovered. Me too. It's certainly disturbing. Well, with the kidnapping case all wrapped up, we can focus our efforts on obtaining the right of resurrection, yes? Indeed. I'm counting on you. Alright, so about the curse bearers. Let's reassess this curse situation. Right. I must admit, I never expected the police to be so on top of things. The Chief Inspector, Tetsuya Tsutsumi, provided us a good wealth of information. I'm surprised he knew so much about the curse bearers. Do you think they noticed I'm one of them? I'm pretty sure Ario didn't. The Chief Inspector, on the other hand, we'll have to be careful around him. But if he had suspected anything, I'm sure he would have detained us. We should stay vigilant moving forward. Agreed. Even if we steal a curse stone, you may not be able to successfully perform the rite unless you're a curse bearer yourself. Would you be okay with hanging on to the curse with the stone from now on? Of course. Just don't use it though, okay? Alright. If what we've heard is true, there are just 3 curse bearers left to be discovered. There's a whispering canal, the beckoning light, and the taiko of Suguru left to investigate. Is that right? I think it is. What's his face has got 3. We have 1. Yako has 1, so that's 5. We've got 3 here, 6, 7, 8. And then the 9th one is Nejima. It may benefit us to visit the places connected to these stories a few times. I see. I'm still highly suspicious of the people at Hihaku Soaps. They could be the ones pulling the strings. That Takumi Miyoko fella is probably aware of the curse bearers we're searching for. Tracking his movements may prove to be useful. You want to follow him? If we were to follow anyone, he'd be my first choice, but... Damn it, times like this really have me wishing I had more personnel. I imagine it's tough working on your own. It's the plight of running a small business. I'm always on the hunt for a skilled assistant. And then there's Nejima, who appears to be a curse bearer too. The one-sided reed, I think it was. If we want to look for someone that's likely to gather a whole lot of soul dregs, well, look no further. He did say he would unleash his curse on a large number of people at nightfall. If he gets the chance to, if the chief inspector manages to track down Michio, then, well, there's a chance he'll manage to apprehend Nejima before he gets up to no good. But why did you tell the chief inspector about the safe house? If he hadn't had that lead. It was written in EY's memories. It was just a matter of time till he found out. Besides, we're talking about a massacre here. I can't just turn a blind eye. How different is it from any other curse bearer collecting soul dregs? Well, if we're talking about Nejima, it could be a lot more dangerous. We'll just keep a close eye on Nejima and the cops. What about that girl from before, Ayame Tona? Do you think she could be a curse bearer? Well, there's a chance she could have gone and stolen someone else's curse stone by now. That's possible too, but... We haven't been to Midoricho Park yet, the place connected to the Taiko of Suguru. Ah, right. That's close to where she lives. What if she was a curse bearer this entire time? She could have lied. It's possible. It would make her a brilliant actress to boot. The idea's got me itching to investigate her again. That place is rather suspicious. If only we could run into someone there. Richter? Yes? That's right. Would you mind if we make a stop on our way? We can make it quick. I apologize for the diversion, but I'd like to visit a candy store if possible. I suppose I don't mind. Okay, I think we're at the move phase of this turn. But where do we move to? Then, shall we depart? From this part on, you will be given the option to finish investigation, which will allow you to immediately end this part. From there, you can continue on to the next part. You may also come back and restart this section from the point which you left off. Oh. Okay, unfortunately, I have to cut it short here again. It doesn't look like we're going to finish tonight. really unfortunate. This game is longer than I thought it was going to be. It says 14 hours, and I think I'm approaching that. Maybe just because I'm, like I said, reading kind of slows it down a little bit. But we'll get through it, and we'll definitely get through it by Friday. I was planning on starting another game and trying to get through that as well, but I don't know if that's going to be in the cards, so I might just find something very short to play before Resident Evil 4 comes out, the remake. That's well, not probably. That is certainly what I'm going to be starting Friday. So we'll just see until then. But for tonight, we're done with this. So I hope you enjoyed, and remember to like and subscribe.